gentlemen, let's go through chapter 3, supply and demand. As we discussed, if you have any questions, please raise your hand so I know you have a question on this area. We want to make sure that we tackle every corner. We're all good through chapter 3. Chapter 3 is the most important introductory chapter for this whole topics. Here we're talking about supply, demand, equilibrium, comparative static analysis, supply, demand, and price. The learning objectives of this course. Demand talks about consumers. It talks about those people who buy. And we're talking about the definition. It requires ready, able, and willing. And then willing and able, that's what we mean. They have preference, which is they prefer this product, and they have the money to buy it. If you don't have a money, you're not demand. Market demands, we talked about demand for pizza. If I ask how many people are willing to buy pizzas for $2, one slice only for $2, how many people will buy a pizza, one slice for $2?
If it's in Paris, I would.
Do you see? And then it says if it's 150, how many people will buy?
More people.
Maybe more people. If it's for $1 only, maybe more and more people will buy. And then as we lower the price, we can see that the quantity is going to increase. And this is like demand number 1, 2, 3. When we talk about demand, we're talking about the entire demand for a market. Do you see? So if we're talking about pizza in Sana'a, we're talking about the entire demand in Sana'a for pizzas. You see, if we're talking about potatoes, we're talking about all local producers and all local consumers inside Sana'a market. So if you go to Paris, that's another market that has its own demand curve. But it goes the same equation. And then this is a hypothetical example. We have 700, show you the curve. It's downward sloping. And of course, this is hypothetical. We said you can never reach zero on both sides. But it's always like this more. But for the simple numbers, we keep it straight line. We looked at in a graphic. This is the demand curve. It's always downward sloping. And this is the equation for demand. Demand is always a function of negative some factor multiplied by price. And this is always a constant. And then here we looked at the demand, and there's a difference between movement and shift. You know, the movement, you're on the same demand curve, and that's when price change. But when we talk about shift, it means that there is other than price. Okay? Non-price factor that's going to shift it right or left. Yes, sir.